Hello everyone, it's Jeff again. I'm home in Montesano, Washington, and with the backdrop of one of the prettiest places on earth, Lake Sylvia, I would like to tell you a story. I think it's kind of an interesting story. A story about a watch. This watch. And I would like to tell you this story before this watch goes on its next adventure. In 1892, a factory was built in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, the Hamilton Watch Company. From around 1900 to 1950, Hamilton maintained a 56% share of the railroad watch market. As a matter of fact, they had standing contracts with all the railroads that they would buy all of the railroad grade watches that they would produce. The Hamilton factory was never the largest, and so the thing about their watches is they used a lot of the same parts in all of the railroad grade watches. That way they could keep lower inventories and they could make do with what floor space they had in the factory. Hamilton built some absolutely beautiful watches. The absolute zenith of the Hamilton Watch Company was the Hamilton Ball 999B. It was, in my opinion, their finest watch. They might actually argue a little bit and say that the 950 was superior, but I'm sorry, I don't believe so. And the 992B, the workhorse, the watch that's solid as an anvil, that was carried by the footplatemen, carried by the engineers and the conductors, the people that were on the move, people that were subject to temperature extremes and vibration and sweat and grit, simple and rugged as an anvil. And this is the very watch that I want to talk about right now. You see, we have a person who has been very supportive of my videos and who is a very hardworking person, Ernie. Ernie volunteers his time at the local railroad. He repairs locomotives and works on the equipment. He is a hands-on person, someone who actually takes wrenches to these very old pieces of railroad equipment and wrestles them back to life. He works very hard. He is a family man, and I am very grateful of the support that he has given me in the videos I have made, and I am very respectful and I'm very thankful that he is willing to take the time to work on these relics and preserve them for the next generation. So I am preparing to box up and send this very watch to Mohammed in London, where it will be lovingly restored and given to Ernie. It is number 327 of a 1,000 watch batch that was built in 1914. These watches were loved and adored by railroad crews, and were worn by the hands-on people, the people who worked hard and who went home with dirty hands. These watches were simple and built very ruggedly. It has a set of spade and whip hands and a Montgomery dial in a 10-carat case that has some brassing because it has been lovingly used for many years. This watch saw many, many years of railroad service. In the box it goes, on its way to London to be completely restored and to begin its new life, where hopefully it will be loved and carried once again by a railroad worker. Thank you for coming on this little adventure with me today, and thank you for your continued support. The kind comments have been overwhelming. I don't know where our next adventure will take us, but I will see you then. Remember, everybody, be good to each other. Think good thoughts, do good deeds. Bye.